I want you to understand something today, something most people will never tell you and most people will never believe. The only reason you are not living the life of your dreams is because you've been taught to think small. You've been trained to believe realistic is the safe way. You've been conditioned to lower your standards, your goals, your desires to match the people around you. And I'm here to tell you, the people who win, the people who do impossible things, the people who create a life that others stare at with amazement, those people are delusional. That's the truth, because there is no logical explanation for why someone who came from nothing becomes a millionaire. There is no reasonable reason why someone with no connections, no resources, no pedigree ends up building an empire. There is nothing normal about defying the odds. You don't get impossible results by thinking like an average person. You get them by deciding, fully, completely, irrationally deciding, that you are different, that you are called for more, and that you refuse to let your circumstances dictate your destiny. You've been lied to your whole life. You've been told to be humble, to be small, to play it safe. You've been told not to dream too big because you might get disappointed. You've been told not to be too much because it makes people uncomfortable. But let me tell you something. The people who win, the people who create impossible success, are too much. They are too hungry, too obsessed, too committed, and too delusional to listen to the doubters, to the haters, to the weak voices around them that whisper, "Be realistic." And that's exactly why they win. Your breakthrough doesn't happen by being sensible. Your breakthrough happens when you decide you will believe in yourself on a level that the world would call insane. You have to be so obsessed with your future that you can see it before anyone else does. You have to be so convinced of your greatness that when everyone says you're crazy, you don't blink, you don't flinch, you smile because you know you're right. Delusional belief is the ultimate advantage. It's not arrogance, it's not ego. It's the deepest, most powerful force you can activate inside yourself. It's the refusal to accept the limits others try to put on you. It's the decision to bet on yourself so hard, with so much passion, that failure becomes impossible. Not because it never happens, but because you will never stop until you win. Look at anyone who has done something remarkable in life. Look at every person you admire, every champion, every mogul, every world changer. Do you really think they got there by being reasonable? No, they were laughed at, they were mocked, they were doubted. They were told you can't do this, you're not smart enough, you don't have the talent, you don't come from the right background, and they did it anyway. Because deep down they had this fire, this insanity, this delusional belief that said, I was born for more. I was created to rise above. I was destined to win. And that's what you have to tap into. You don't need permission. You don't need approval. You don't need a green light from anyone else. You just need to decide right now, decide that you are enough. Decide that you have what it takes. Decide that no matter how many times you've failed, you will get back up and you will win. Decide that every voice telling you to slow down, to give up, to settle, it's all a lie. You know what's real, the vision inside your heart, that dream that won't go away, that fire you feel when you think about the life you truly want. That's your truth, that's your calling, that's your destiny pulling you forward, and the only thing standing between you and it is the level of belief you're willing to claim. Most people don't get what they want because they're waiting for proof. They say, I'll believe in myself after I succeed. But it doesn't work that way. Success doesn't come first. Belief comes first. You don't get the reward before the faith. You don't get the championship before the identity. You have to walk like a winner before you ever win. You have to carry yourself like a champion before anyone puts a trophy in your hands. You have to act like you've already made it long before the results show up. That's the secret. That's the key to doing the impossible. You have to become the person who already owns it in your mind, in your heart, in your habits, in your behavior. And when you do that, life starts bending to your will. Opportunities open up. People are drawn to your energy. Resources find their way to you because the world responds to those who know who they are. I don't care if you've failed 1,000 times. I don't care if everyone you know thinks you're wasting your time. I don't care if your bank account is empty. if your past is messy, if your confidence is broken, none of that matters. What matters is what you decide to believe about yourself from this moment forward. You need to declare to yourself, I am not average, I am not ordinary, I am not weak, I am a force of nature, I am built to do hard things, I am built to do the impossible, I was created for greatness, I will make my mark on this world, I will rise above every obstacle, I will outlast every storm. I will prove to myself that I am more than what they said. I will win, not because it's easy, but because I refuse to quit. That's how you build impossible dreams. That's how you make the world pay attention. Not by fitting in, not by blending in, by standing out, by being bold enough to say, watch me, by being brave enough to stare down your fear, your doubt, your insecurity, and say, I'm doing this anyway. And listen, there will be pain. There will be struggle. There will be moments when you question everything. There will be days when it feels like nothing is working. And in those moments, you better remember who you are. You better remember why you started. You better remind yourself that temporary setbacks don't define you. That rejection doesn't break you. That failure doesn't stop you, because you have something most people don't. A delusional, relentless, unbreakable belief in yourself. That belief will carry you through the dark times. It will push you through the hard times. It will pull you up when you feel like you have nothing left. That belief will make you stronger than your excuses, louder than your fears, tougher than your circumstances. That belief will make you unstoppable. You don't need anyone to believe in you. You don't need anyone to save you. You are the one. You are the hero of your story. You are the champion of your destiny. The world is waiting on you to step up and claim it. So right now, make a decision, draw a line in the sand, burn the boats. Tell yourself, I am no longer living small. I am no longer doubting myself. I am no longer holding back. I am stepping into my greatness. I am unleashing my full power. I am going all in on my dreams. Because if you can believe it with every fiber of your being, if you can believe it when the world says you shouldn't, when the odds say you can't, when your past says it's impossible, if you can believe it anyway, you can have it. And when you make that decision, when you embrace that belief, when you operate from that unstoppable energy, you become a weapon, you become a storm, you become the kind of person who doesn't just chase dreams, you hunt them down and turn them into reality. That's who you are. That's what you were born for. That's what's inside you. Now go out and show the world exactly what happens when a person refuses to stop believing. There's a brutal truth about success that most people never want to accept. A truth that separates the people who talk about big dreams from those who actually go out and make them real. That truth is this: you will never out-dream your work ethic. You will never outperform the level of action you're willing to take. All the positive thinking, all the visualization, all the goal setting in the world means absolutely nothing if you are not willing to get up every single day and put in obsessive, unreasonable, relentless work. People want to know the secret to greatness. It's not a secret. It's called outworking everyone else. You don't get to live your dream life on a part-time work ethic. You don't get to change your family's future with half-hearted effort. You don't get to become a champion by giving 70% when it's convenient. The people you see at the top didn't casually stroll their way there. They didn't hope their way there. They didn't stumble their way there. They clawed, they fought, they sacrificed, and they worked like absolute maniacs when no one was watching. Everybody says they want success. Everybody says they want to live their dream life. But when it comes down to doing the work, most people fold. Most people make excuses. Most people get tired, they get bored, they get distracted. Most people do just enough to be comfortable, just enough to not feel guilty, and they wonder why their life doesn't change. They wonder why they don't have the freedom they want. They wonder why other people seem to keep winning while they stay stuck in the same spot year after year. Let me tell you why. It's because somewhere along the way, they decided that average effort was enough. But you're not here to be average. You're not here to settle. You're not here to coast through life hoping things magically work out. You're here to become the absolute best version of yourself. You're here to dominate. You're here to win, and that requires a level of work most people are simply not willing to give. If you want to separate yourself from the crowd, it's simple, but not easy. You have to develop an obsessive work ethic. You have to become so dedicated to your goals that people think you're insane. You have to become so focused that distractions can't even get through to you. You have to become so committed that quitting is never an option you entertain, not even for a second. This isn't about working hard for a week or a month. This is about showing up every single day with an intensity most people can't even understand. This is about pushing yourself past the point where normal people would quit. This is about going the extra mile so often that the extra mile becomes your home. This is about showing up early, staying late, sacrificing comfort, sacrificing convenience, sacrificing leisure, because you know what's waiting for you on the other side of that sacrifice is the life you've always dreamed of. You have to be addicted to your own potential. You have to be obsessed with your own progress. You have to wake up hungry. You have to go to bed hungry. And you have to live every minute in between like you are chasing down the greatest version of yourself, and you refuse to stop until you catch it. You want people to respect you, outwork them. You want to walk into a room and command attention, outwork them. You want to silence the doubters, the haters, the people who told you it couldn't be done. Outwork them because you can't fake hustle, you can't fake work ethic, you can't fake results. The people who win, win because they earned it. The people who succeed, succeed because they put in the hours, the sweat, the effort, day after day after day. Every champion you admire, every success story you look up to, every icon who inspires you, they all have one thing in common, an absolutely ruthless work ethic. They don't take shortcuts. They don't skip steps. They don't rely on talent alone. They don't coast on potential. They put in the work. They stay disciplined. They stay focused. They stay committed. And they keep showing up long after everyone else has given up. You don't have to be the most talented. You don't have to be the smartest. You don't have to have the best connections or the perfect circumstances. But if you develop an obsessive work ethic, if you become the person who simply refuses to be outworked, you become dangerous. You become unstoppable. You become a force that life cannot deny. People will talk about you. People will criticize you. People will question you. Let them, because while they're talking, you're working. While they're partying, you're working. While they're scrolling, you're working. While they're making excuses, you're working. And one day, they'll look up and they won't be able to ignore you. They won't be able to explain away your success. They won't be able to pretend you just got lucky, because they'll know deep down you outworked every single one of them. That's what it takes, not a little bit of effort, not a few hours a week, not some half-hearted commitment. It takes an obsession. It takes a fire in your belly that never goes out. It takes the mindset that says, I will not be denied. I will not be outworked. I will not stop until I win. You have to get to a place where you love the grind. You have to fall in love with the process. You have to get addicted to putting in the work even when there's no reward in sight, even when no one is clapping for you, even when the results are slow, even when it feels like you're getting nowhere. Because that's when champions are made. That's when greatness is built. In the lonely hours, in the dark moments, in the grind that no one sees. Every time you show up when you don't feel like it, you build strength. Every time you push through when you're tired, you build resilience. Every time you go the extra mile, you build separation. And eventually, that separation becomes so big, so undeniable, that people will have no choice but to respect you, to admire you, to wonder how you did it. And you'll know exactly how you did it. You outworked them all. You made a decision that you were not going to be average. You made a decision that your dreams were worth the sacrifice. You made a decision that no excuse, no distraction, no temporary discomfort was going to stand between you and your destiny. This is your life. This is your shot. This is your moment, and you don't get it back. You don't get a do-over. You don't get to hit rewind. Every day you waste is a day you'll never get back. Every opportunity you miss because you didn't feel like showing up, is an opportunity that may never come again. You have to move like your dreams are on the line, because they are. You have to wake up every day with the mindset that says, I don't care how I feel. I don't care what's going on. I don't care who doubts me. I'm going to show up. I'm going to put in the work. And I'm going to make progress today. And when you stack enough of those days, when you show up relentlessly, consistently, obsessively, day after day after day, you change, you transform, you become a different person, you become someone who commands respect. You become someone who builds confidence from effort, not from empty words. You become someone who creates their own momentum, who builds their own success, who shapes their own destiny. That's what obsessive work ethic does. It changes you from the inside out. It turns you into a champion. It turns you into a warrior. It turns you into the kind of person who not only dreams big, but backs it up with the work to make it real. So right now, make the decision. Decide that you are going to be the hardest worker in every room you walk into. Decide that you are going to outwork every person who doubts you. Decide that you are going to develop an obsession for the grind, a love for the hustle, a hunger for the process. Because when you do that, there is no limit to what you can accomplish. There is no ceiling to your success. There is no dream too big, no goal too high, no obstacle too strong. The only question is, are you willing to pay the price? Are you willing to sacrifice comfort for greatness? Are you willing to show up when no one is watching? Are you willing to put in the work, day after day, without immediate rewards? Because if you are, then there's nothing you can't have, there's no life you can't build, and there's no dream you can't make real. Obsessive work ethic is your secret weapon. Activate it, and you will become unstoppable. Let's get something straight. Every single thing you have in your life right now is a reflection of your identity. Every result, every outcome, every success, every failure, every relationship, every amount of money in your account. It's all a mirror of who you believe you are. You cannot outperform your identity. You cannot outwork your self-image. You will never rise above the person you see when you look in the mirror. Your identity is the thermostat of your life. It sets the temperature, and no matter what happens, you will always find a way to get back to it. That's why it doesn't matter how hard you work if you don't fix who you believe you are. That's why people win for a little while and then sabotage it. That's why people get fit for a few months and then gain it back. That's why people make a little money and then blow it, because their internal identity drags them right back to where they subconsciously believe they belong. The identity you operate from controls every decision you make, every action you take, every habit you build. Until you master your identity, you'll keep living in the same cycle, wondering why you can't break through. You want to change your life. You don't start with motivation. You don't start with goal setting. You start by upgrading your identity. You start by raising your internal standards. You start by refusing to see yourself as anything less than the highest version of yourself. You stop telling yourself stories about why you can't do something. You stop repeating the labels that have kept you stuck. I'm lazy. I'm unlucky. I've always struggled. That's just the way I am. No. You were programmed with those stories by your past, by your surroundings, by your mistakes. They are not your truth. They are not your destiny. They are not who you are. Who you are is who you decide to be starting today. Right now, in this moment, you've got to reprogram the way you see yourself. You've got to build an identity that matches the life you want. You've got to become the type of person who naturally produces success. You've got to wake up every day and see yourself as someone who wins, someone who pushes through, someone who has high standards, someone who takes care of their body, someone who takes pride in their work, someone who demands greatness from themselves, someone who leads, someone who makes an impact, someone who doesn't settle for average, who doesn't make excuses, who doesn't let circumstances define them. You have to be ruthless about protecting and building your identity, because life will try to beat you down. Life will test you. It will give you every reason to lower your standards. People will try to pull you back to comfort. Friends will tempt you to shrink to their level. Your old habits will try to call you back. You have to be stronger than that. You have to be relentless about becoming the person you were born to be. You have to be obsessed with stepping into your highest self every single day. Listen to me. Every decision you make either reinforces or destroys your identity. Every time you hit the snooze button, you reinforce the identity of someone who procrastinates. Every time you skip your workout, you reinforce the identity of someone who quits on themselves. Every time you settle for less than your best, you reinforce the identity of someone who lives below their potential. But every time you get up early when it's hard, you reinforce the identity of a winner. Every time you push through discomfort, you reinforce the identity of a disciplined person. Every time you do the hard thing, the necessary thing, even when you don't feel like it, you cast a vote for the version of yourself that dominates life. It's not about perfection, it's about alignment. It's about becoming the person who naturally makes winning decisions, the person who naturally chooses greatness, the person who naturally avoids toxic distractions. When you build that identity, you don't have to force motivation. You don't have to constantly fight yourself. You don't have to beg yourself to take action. It becomes automatic because it's just who you are. Do you understand what I'm telling you? You can't hustle your way past a broken identity. You can't outwork a version of yourself that doesn't believe you deserve success. You have to go to war with the old you. You have to demolish the false stories you've been living with. You have to burn down the weak version of you that's been in control for too long. You have to stand up and say, enough, that's not me anymore. I'm done living small. I'm done living broke. I'm done living unhealthy. I'm done living as a victim. I'm done accepting crumbs when I was built to feast. That's the kind of decision that changes your life forever. That's the moment everything shifts, when you no longer negotiate with your limitations, when you no longer accept mediocrity, when you set a new standard and you hold yourself to it no matter what. And I don't care where you came from. I don't care how many times you failed. I don't care what your family told you. I don't care what your past looks like. None of that matters. The only thing that matters is who you choose to become starting right now. Your history doesn't determine your destiny. Your current identity does, and you can rewrite it. You can build it. You can construct the strongest, most powerful, most disciplined version of yourself. And you start by proving it to yourself with your actions. Every day you show up and follow through, you're rewriting your identity. Every day you outwork your past, you're reshaping your self-image. Every day you take one more step, you're laying bricks for the foundation of the new you. This isn't about pretending. This isn't about faking it. This is about becoming it. This is about doing the work that aligns you with the person you were created to be. This is about becoming so consistent, so disciplined, so focused, that your old identity dies from starvation. And here's what's going to happen. The more you commit to your new identity, the more your results will change. You'll start winning in areas you used to struggle in. You'll start getting stronger mentally and physically. You'll start walking into rooms with a presence people can feel. You'll start attracting opportunities, relationships, and success because the world always mirrors back who you believe you are. Your environment starts shifting. The way people treat you starts shifting. Your finances start shifting. Your confidence skyrockets not because of fake affirmations, but because you earned it through consistency and commitment. And once you get a taste of what it feels like to live in alignment with your best self, you'll never want to go back. You'll look back at the old you and you'll wonder how you ever tolerated that life. You'll realize it was all a lie, the limits, the fears, the insecurities, the labels, none of it was real. It was just a cage you put yourself in because you didn't know any better. But now you do, and now you're free, so I'm challenging you right now. Who are you going to be? Who are you going to become? Not in a year, not in 5 years, but today, right now, this moment. Are you going to keep being the version of yourself that settles, that doubts, that hesitates? Or are you going to step up and take control of your life? Are you going to step into the strongest, most disciplined, most focused version of yourself? Your identity is the foundation for everything. Fix that, and everything else gets easier. Build that, and your life changes forever. You have the power to completely reinvent yourself. You have the power to transform. You have the power to rise up and become the person who lives the life you've always dreamed of. But it's a decision, and it's made through action, through commitment, through relentless execution. Your results are waiting for you to catch up. Your success is waiting for you to catch up. Your dream life is waiting for you to become the person capable of receiving it. So stop waiting, stop doubting, stop playing small, step into your power, step into your greatness, master your identity, and watch how fast your life explodes with possibilities. Because when you change who you are, you change everything. Everybody wants the results, everybody wants the success, everybody wants the breakthrough, but very few people are willing to do what it takes every single day, no matter what, especially when it gets boring. Let me tell you the brutal truth about success. It's not glamorous. It's not exciting all the time. It's not a highlight reel like you see on social media. The truth is, success is built on relentless consistency, especially in the moments where it feels like nothing is happening, nobody's watching, and no reward is showing up. Champions are not made on stage. They're not made in front of crowds. They're not made when the lights are bright and the world is cheering. Champions are made in the dark. Champions are made in silence. Champions are made in those early mornings when you don't feel like getting up. They're made in those late nights when everyone else has already quit for the day. They're made in the boring, repetitive, everyday choices that most people run from because it's not fun, it's not exciting, it's just work. Everybody's motivated when it's new. Everybody's motivated when they first set a goal, when the vision is fresh, when the motivation is high. But motivation fades, excitement fades, hype fades. And the only thing that's going to carry you through to the other side of greatness is your ability to stay relentless when the motivation disappears. Success isn't about doing something once or twice. Success isn't about spurts of effort. Success is built through compound effort, daily effort, quiet effort that most people will never see. The people who win in life are not the ones who did the most for a week. They are the ones who stayed disciplined for years. They're the ones who mastered showing up when the world gave them every reason not to. You have to understand, your future isn't built on big, dramatic moments. Your future is being shaped right now, in the smallest decisions you make when no one's paying attention. Your greatness is being formed in the boring repetition of mastering your craft, of taking care of your body, of growing your mind, of following through on your word to yourself day after day after day. There's no shortcut, there's no hack, there's no secret. The most successful people in the world are simply the ones who mastered consistency when it wasn't fun anymore. They pushed through the boredom. They kept going when others quit. They stayed disciplined when everyone else looked for comfort. They understood that every rep, every session, every disciplined decision, every early morning was a deposit into their future success. You have to become obsessed with the process. You have to learn to love the grind. You have to fall in love with the boring, because the boring is where your breakthrough is hiding. The boring is where your next level is being developed. The boring is where your discipline is built, and discipline is the key that unlocks everything you want. Look around. Everyone is chasing the next shiny thing. Everyone is addicted to excitement. Everyone is waiting for the perfect time, the perfect motivation, the perfect feeling to show up and push them into action. And that's why most people lose. Because the people who win are the ones who don't need the hype. They don't need to feel good. They don't need constant motivation. They've made a decision. No matter what happens, no matter how I feel, I show up. I do the work. I stay consistent. I execute every single day. That's how you separate yourself from the masses. That's how you rise above mediocrity. That's how you dominate every area of your life. You stay committed to the boring. You stay committed to the habits that make you better even when there's no instant payoff. You understand that greatness is slow cooked. It's not a microwave result. It's a slow, steady build that eventually becomes undeniable. Most people don't lose because they lack talent. Most people don't lose because they lack opportunity. Most people lose because they quit too soon. They stop showing up when it's no longer exciting. They break the chain of consistency and then wonder why they can't gain momentum. Let me tell you something. You can have all the talent in the world, but if you can't stay consistent, you will always be average. You can have all the potential in the world, but if you quit every time it gets boring, you will always stay stuck. The magic is in the consistency. The growth is in the consistency. The transformation is in the consistency. Every single day that you show up, that you stick to the plan, that you honor your commitment to yourself, you're building something unbreakable inside you. You're creating mental toughness. You're creating resilience. You're creating the type of person who is not controlled by circumstances, by emotions, by temporary moods. You're becoming someone who finishes what they start, someone who follows through, someone who is reliable, disciplined, and dangerous because you don't stop when it's uncomfortable. That's what it takes. That's what it really takes. Not motivation, not excitement, not fleeting inspiration. It takes relentless consistency. It takes showing up when it's boring. It takes pushing through when it's repetitive. It takes getting back up after every failure and going again and again and again until you win. Think about it. Every area of your life that's not where you want it to be, I promise you, it's because you haven't been consistent enough for long enough. Your fitness, your finances, your relationships, your business, your mindset. It's all a reflection of your ability to stay consistent when it's hard, when it's boring, when it's uncomfortable. So what's the answer? The answer is you wake up tomorrow and you do it anyway. You wake up next week and you do it anyway. You wake up next month and you do it anyway. You stop negotiating with yourself. You stop waiting to feel like it. You stop chasing temporary emotions and you lock in on long-term results. Every single day is an opportunity to cast a vote for the person you want to become. Every single day is a chance to prove to yourself that you're not the same as everyone else. Every single day is a chance to build momentum, to create separation, to move one step closer to your goals while everyone else makes excuses. Consistency is your superpower. Boredom is your testing ground. And your future is being built in every moment where you choose discipline over comfort, action over excuses, and commitment over laziness. You want to be great. You want to be remembered. You want to make your family proud. Then master the art of relentless consistency. Stop trying to impress people for 1 week. Stop trying to post your way to success. Stop trying to shortcut your way to the top. The people who win are the people who keep showing up when nobody's watching, when nobody's clapping, when nobody's handing out trophies. It's you versus you, every day. Every morning you get up, you're either becoming stronger or weaker. Every choice you make is either building momentum or destroying it. Every time you follow through, you're proving to yourself that you can trust yourself. Every time you break that promise, you're chipping away at your own confidence. You don't need another motivational video. You don't need another podcast. You need to start stacking wins every single day through action. Small wins, consistent wins, boring wins. That's how you build greatness. That's how you break through. That's how you achieve things people thought were impossible. The truth is, success is simple, but it's not easy. Simple because it's always been about consistency. Not easy because most people won't do it. But you are not most people. You wouldn't be here if you were. You wouldn't be reading this if you were content living a life of mediocrity. You want more. You were built for more. And it's yours to have if you make the decision to master the simple, boring, hard things that success demands. Get addicted to the process. Get addicted to doing it when you don't feel like it. Get addicted to the days when it's boring because you know that's when you're pulling ahead. That's when you're creating separation from the pack. That's when you're building the life of your dreams. It's not the big, exciting moments that define you. It's the quiet discipline. It's the daily execution. It's the relentless, boring, unsexy grind that nobody sees that will build a life everyone else envies. So get up tomorrow and do it again, and the next day do it again. And when it gets hard, you lean in. And when it gets boring, you lean in. Because that's where winners are made. That's where greatness is created. That's where champions are built. Relentless consistency, especially when it's boring, that's the real secret. If you want, I can also help turn this into a video script format with pacing and timing. Just say the word. 1/2, let me tell you something most people don't want to hear. Most people are living like they've got forever, like they've got unlimited time to chase their dreams, to build their future, to change their life. They wake up every day thinking, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll start next week, next month I'll get serious, and they repeat that lie so many times it becomes their reality. That's why year after year, nothing changes. That's why people die with their dreams still locked inside them, because they never operated with the urgency required to make it happen. You want a different life, you want success, you want to build something legendary? Then you have to move like your life depends on it, because it does. Time is your most valuable asset. Time is your most limited resource. You can get more money, you can get more opportunities, you can make new connections, but you will never get back the time you've wasted. Every second that passes is gone forever. Every minute you spend procrastinating is a minute stolen from your destiny. Every day you play small, every day you hesitate, every day you wait, you are stealing from your own future. This world does not reward the people who think they have time. It rewards the people who wake up with a sense of purpose, with a sense of fire, with an urgency in their chest that tells them, I don't have time to waste. The people who win are the ones who understand that every moment is an opportunity to close the gap between where they are and where they want to be. They don't put things off, they don't delay, they don't negotiate with procrastination. They move with speed, with intention, with power. You think you've got years to figure it out, you don't. You think you have months to build momentum, you don't. Life will pass you by while you're busy making excuses. You've got dreams sitting on the shelf collecting dust because you keep lying to yourself about starting soon. Let me ask you, how many more years are you going to let pass by before you wake up? How much longer are you going to tolerate living a life that's below your potential? How many more opportunities are you going to watch slip through your fingers because you didn't act fast enough? Stop lying to yourself. Stop pretending you have forever. You don't. None of us do. You don't know how many more days you have. You don't know when your last moment is coming. You don't know when your shot will be gone. And if you knew, if you really knew, you'd stop waiting and you'd start moving. You'd stop wasting time and you'd start maximizing every second. You'd stop living like you have a backup life waiting for you, and you'd go all in on this one. That's how you have to start operating. Like this is your only shot, because it is. Like this is your only chance to build your legacy, because it is. Like this is your only moment to change everything, because it is. You can't afford to be casual. You can't afford to be laid back. You can't afford to let another day go by where you don't attack your goals with everything you've got. The clock is ticking, whether you like it or not, and you can either use that as an excuse to shrink or as fuel to rise. You can either waste it or you can weaponize it. But make no mistake, every single day you waste, somebody else out there is working, building, climbing, growing. Somebody else is taking action while you hesitate. Somebody else is getting ahead while you stay stuck. And one day, you're going to look back and realize that the only reason you didn't make it was because you didn't move fast enough. Greatness belongs to the people who move quickly. Success belongs to the people who don't wait for permission. Wealth belongs to the people who make decisions fast and take action even faster. The people who win in this life are not necessarily the smartest or the most talented. They are the most urgent. They don't sit around overanalyzing. They don't wait until everything is perfect. They don't freeze in fear. They move. They understand that imperfect action beats perfect hesitation every time. I've seen it too many times. Talented people lose because they took too long to decide. Smart people lose because they thought too much and did too little. Good people lose because they let comfort kill their ambition. That won't be you. Not if you wake up to this reality and make a decision today to live with urgency. to act with speed, to move like your life depends on it. Because it does. You've got people counting on you, you've got a family to lead, you've got a name to build, you've got a legacy to create, you've got a destiny to fulfill, and every single day you waste is a day you let all of that slip away. You have to move like you're running out of time because you are. You have to attack your goals with a hunger so fierce that people can feel it when you walk into the room. Do you want to know the difference between people who talk about success and people who actually live it? Urgency. Urgency in the way they attack their goals. Urgency in the way they get up in the morning. Urgency in how they treat their time. Urgency in the way they show up to work, to training, to their craft. They don't casually show up. They don't wander through life. They don't hope things work out. They take control. They move with speed. They make things happen, and you can too. You can be that person. You can be the one who outpaces everyone else. You can be the one who shocks people with how fast you make progress. You can be the one who leaves people wondering how you accomplished so much in so little time. You can be the one who gets results while others are still talking about starting. But it starts with urgency. It starts with a commitment to stop wasting time. It starts with a refusal to tolerate procrastination any longer. It starts with understanding that the clock is ticking, and you are either gaining ground or losing it. There is no standing still in life. You are either moving forward or you are falling behind. Right now, while you're listening to this, time is moving. Opportunities are moving. Life is moving. Are you moving with it? Are you matching life's speed with your own intensity, or are you watching from the sidelines, waiting for the right time to get serious? The right time is now. The perfect time is now. The only time you have is now. You have to grab it. You have to own it. You have to act on it. You have to get up and get moving before it's too late. No more waiting. No more hesitating. No more lying to yourself about someday. There is no someday. There is only now. And the people who embrace that truth are the ones who win, the ones who build amazing lives, the ones who become champions. So make a decision right now. No more wasting time. From this moment forward, you live with urgency. You act with speed. You pursue your goals with a fire inside you that refuses to die. You wake up every morning with the mindset that says, "Today is mine. Today I make progress. Today I dominate." Because that's what it takes to win. That's what it takes to break through. That's what it takes to separate yourself from the average, from the weak, from the casual. Urgency. Every time you feel like waiting, you move faster. Every time you feel like quitting, you push harder. Every time you feel like delaying, you take action now. That's how you change your life. That's how you build momentum. That's how you turn dreams into reality. Urgency is the fuel that accelerates your success. Urgency is the difference maker. Urgency is the separator, and the best part, it's a choice. It's a mindset you can activate today, right now, this second. So don't you dare waste another second. Don't you dare give in to comfort. Don't you dare let procrastination rob you of your future. Get up, get moving, and attack life with everything you've got. Because your life, your future, your dreams, they all depend on it. And when you move with that kind of urgency, you will be amazed at how fast your life transforms. You'll be amazed at how quickly you get stronger, how fast you level up, how rapidly you outpace everyone who used to be ahead of you. That's the power of urgency. That's the weapon that separates winners from the rest. That's the force that can change everything for you if you choose it, and you will starting now. Every single person who's ever done something extraordinary in life has had one thing in common. They've lived with massive faith, and they've backed it up with relentless action. The truth is, you can't have one without the other. Faith without action is just dreaming. It's just wishing. It's just hoping that someday life is going to get better. And action without faith, that's empty movement. It's hustle without direction. It's chasing your tail, grinding without ever knowing where you're headed. You need both. You need a belief so powerful that it burns in your soul, and you need action so aggressive that nothing stands in your way. Every champion you admire, every success story you've ever heard about, they didn't just work hard. They believed in something bigger than themselves. They believed in a destiny that was calling their name, and they refused to let that calling go unanswered. Faith is the root of all transformation. Faith is what lets you see something in your mind before it's real in your life. Faith is the inner vision that says, I am not my circumstances. I am not my failures. I am not my environment. I am what I decide to be. But faith by itself is not enough. Faith without action is delusion. You can pray all day. You can visualize all you want. You can fill journals with dreams. But if you're not getting up every single day and doing something about it, you're lying to yourself. Faith demands proof. And the proof is in your effort. It's in your sacrifice. It's in the way you show up when nobody's watching. It's in the way you push through resistance, in the way you handle failure, in the way you don't quit no matter how hard it gets. Your faith will be tested. That's the cost of greatness. Every time you take a step forward, life is going to push back. Every time you set a goal, obstacles will rise up. Every time you decide to elevate, the world will throw distractions and challenges your way to see how bad you really want it. But this is where most people fall. They think faith is supposed to make life easy. They think believing means everything will just fall into place, and when it doesn't, they give up. But those who win understand something far more powerful. Faith was never meant to eliminate the struggle. Faith was designed to strengthen you through the struggle. Faith gives you the courage to fight. Action is the weapon you swing to win that fight. You have to be the kind of person who moves forward even when there's no evidence it's working. You have to become the type of individual who keeps swinging even when the scoreboard shows you're behind. You have to keep building when everyone around you is quitting. You have to keep believing when it feels like nothing is happening, when it feels like you're stuck, when it feels like the odds are stacked against you. Let me tell you something. Every seed you plant with action is watered by faith. You can't see the roots growing underground, but they're there. Every rep you put in at the gym when no one's watching, every call you make when everyone else is asleep, every sacrifice you make while others are partying, it's building something inside you. And you may not see the results today, you may not feel it tomorrow, but there's a harvest coming if you don't give up. You don't dig up the seed just because it hasn't sprouted yet. You water it with action, and you believe with faith. The people who lose are the ones who let doubt get louder than faith. They get frustrated because it's taking too long. They let the opinions of people who have already quit influence them. They forget the dream they started with because they don't see instant results. But the people who win are the ones who hold the vision in their hearts even when reality looks the opposite. The people who win are the ones who show up every single day and outwork everyone else because they know it's only a matter of time before life bends in their favor. Your faith has to be unshakable. It has to be bigger than your excuses, bigger than your fears, bigger than your doubts, and your action has to be ruthless. It has to be relentless. It has to be the kind of action that keeps moving forward no matter what tries to stop it. There will be days you don't feel like it. Do it anyway. There will be times when progress feels invisible. Move anyway. There will be moments when people tell you it's impossible, that you're wasting your time, that you should settle. Prove them wrong with your work. Prove them wrong with your consistency. Prove them wrong by showing up when they don't. And you don't do it out of anger. You do it because you believe in the calling on your life. You do it because you know you weren't put here to be average. You were put here to lead, to build, to inspire, to conquer. People will talk about your faith. They'll call you crazy. They'll say you're unrealistic. Let them talk. While they're talking, you'll be doing. While they're mocking, you'll be building. And one day they'll look up, and the life you built will speak so loud they won't be able to ignore it. Your action turns faith into reality. Your action is what transforms invisible dreams into visible results. Faith is the fuel, but action is the vehicle. Faith tells you where you're going. Action gets you there. You have to make a decision right now to stop waiting for the perfect time. Stop waiting for all the answers. Stop waiting until you feel ready. Start moving, start building, start making progress, even if it's messy. Even if it's small, even if it's uncomfortable. Movement creates momentum, and momentum is what turns impossible goals into achievable milestones. You are stronger than you think. You have more inside you than you realize. But you will never unlock it by sitting around thinking about it. You unlock it by taking action, by moving your feet, by doing the work. You can't just wish for success. You have to work for it. You can't just hope to be great. You have to train for it. You can't just believe life will get better. You have to build it better, brick by brick, day after day, when the world knocks you down, and it will. You stand back up because you have faith that your story isn't finished. When you fail, and you will, you get back to work because you believe in the power of resilience. When you hit obstacles, and you will, you push through because you have faith that there's greatness waiting on the other side of struggle. Faith doesn't guarantee easy. Faith guarantees possible, and action guarantees progress. Combine them, and you become unstoppable. You have to be unreasonable with your belief. You have to be unbreakable with your work ethic. You have to be relentless in your pursuit. There's no shortcut. There's no magic pill. But there is a formula. Unshakable faith plus unrelenting action equals unstoppable success. There's something special about you, and you know it. That's why you feel restless when you're not growing. That's why average never satisfies you. That's why you can't shake that inner voice pushing you to do more, to be more, to build more. That's your purpose calling. That's your destiny knocking, and it's waiting on you not just to believe in it, but to fight for it. The world rewards the people who show up with both belief and action. It rewards the person who refuses to give up. It rewards the person who knows they're called for greatness and proves it with every decision they make. Every early morning they rise, every late night they grind, every moment they invest in becoming better. Every day you choose faith and action, you are becoming the person who deserves the life you dream of. Every day you choose belief and effort, you are closing the gap between who you are and who you can become. Every day you choose confidence in your calling and commitment to your work. You are building a life that will outlast you, a legacy that will inspire others long after you're gone. So what's it going to be? Another day of excuses, another day of hesitation, another day of letting fear dictate your life? Or will this be the day you draw a line in the sand and say, no more? No more wishing without working. No more dreaming without doing. No more believing without building. Today is the day you live with both faith and action, because together they're unstoppable. Decide, commit, move, believe, execute. And don't stop. Not for doubt, not for fear, not for failure, not for anybody, because your destiny is waiting. Your future is waiting. Your greatness is waiting. And when you answer it with faith and action, you will build a life you can be proud of, a life where you look in the mirror and know you gave it everything you had. That's how you win. Tools.